Hi everyone and welcome to my weekend. This is the weekend Q&A session, and in these videos, as well as answering questions all the way through the weekend, I also keep you up to date with what I'm up to as well. So there are various ways you can get me questions. If you check out the video description, the first way is via my Patreon campaign. So there's a link in the video description that will take you to patreon.com/Geekanoids, where you can show your support by making a small monthly contribution. It's entirely optional, it's not essential that you do it, but by way of saying thank you for your support, there are various perks at different levels of contribution, and one of those perks is priority on your questions. Now the other way is via an Amazon donation request. Now there is a link in the video description again, and that takes you to an Amazon donation request page, where you can send me a gift voucher on Amazon. Again, purely optional, it's not me begging for money, this is me offering you something back in return for a small donation. And you can request something like a YouTube channel shout out, or a shout out for your business, maybe your Twitter account, maybe your YouTube channel needs some publicity, and you can use that to request that sort of thing. Again, entirely optional. If you've got a regular question you want to answer me, these videos are for everyone, so you can simply tweet the question to me, tweet it at Geekanoids, and use the hashtag GeekQA. So I'm going to sit down to get ready to start answering these questions, and before I do so, I'll just catch you up on what I'm doing this Saturday. So I've worked all week, hopefully you've kept up with the videos every single day, and yesterday, as you probably know, because you'll be watching my video from Friday, hopefully over the weekend, I had the Nest Learning thermostat installed. So far so good, it's working really well. And today is Saturday, and I'm actually waiting for a delivery of my Samsung Galaxy S5. So I'm going to be bringing you a little bit of a different unboxing on this one, and then also I'll be recording a whole day's video with the Samsung Galaxy S5 next week, and then also offering up my opinion on it. So if you've got any questions about it, then please do let me know in the comments section. So let's get on with the questions. The first question is from Maximilian Newman. Hi Dave, what's your favourite wearable fitness wristband and why? Looking for some help to getting fitter again. Right, this is a very good question. If I just roll my sleeve up, as you can see, I've got two of these wristbands on at the moment. The one nearest my hand, I can't point to it, but the one this side is the Fitbit Flex, and then the one nearest my sleeve is the Jawbone Up 24. Now I've had the Fitbit Flex for a long time, and I love it. It's really good. Seems to keep its charge a reasonable amount of time, about sort of 5 to 7 days between charges. It's got a great app, it tracks your sleep, it tracks your steps. You can also input your food as well, so you can sort of track what you're consuming, and it just works really well. It also, the sleep feature is okay. You can sort of invoke it so that it knows when you've gone to sleep, or you can just enter the time you went to sleep and then woke up manually in the morning. Now the Up 24, I've reviewed the Jawbone Up before. This Up 24 is new to me, and it works extremely well, but and this is why I'm smiling, because the timing of your question is very good. I love the Up 24. I love the app. The interaction's really nice. The on-screen graphics and the user experience is really good. It doesn't seem quite as accurate as the Fitbit Flex. Or it could be that for all the year that I've used the Fitbit Flex, that's been inaccurate, because the amount of steps that these actually track, the Jawbone Up is tracking roughly 60% of the step count that the Fitbit Flex is. So which one's more accurate? I don't know. I'm going to have to do some more tests on that. And also this morning, I went in to log my sleep pattern on the Up application on my iPhone, and it wouldn't log me in. It said my password was incorrect. So I reset my password, so I know I've only got access to the account. It hasn't been hacked or anything. Still can't log into the app. So a little bit disappointed about that. I've reached out to the Jawbone support team, so hopefully they will update me and help me get back into the application. I'll let you know how that goes as well. So you said recommendation. At the moment it's Fitbit Flex. That's my recommendation. And I've used the other ones as well. I've used the Garmin VivoFit, didn't like that because it's got a non-rechargeable battery, manual synchronization to the app, and these ones synchronize sort of automatically. Also tested the Nike Fuel Band and the Fuel Band Plus. They're okay, but they were uncomfortable for me to wear. You might find them fine, but they were uncomfy for me. So anyway, moving on to the next question. Mark at TechViews asks, morning Dave, what are your thoughts on the up and coming smartphone by OnePlus? Can they topple the big name Android devices? Well, it looks like a very interesting device. I think that any competition is good competition. Will they topple the big name Android devices? And I assume you're meaning people like the actual Google Nexus range, LG, Samsung, HTC. It's a hard mountain to climb. And yes, it is a mountain. But as I say, competition is good. If you look at the likes of Oppo, which I would say is a smaller brand than people like Samsung, and they've got a big following because of the quality of their hardware. So it's not impossible. So watch that space. I was going to say watch this space. I'm not doing it. Watch that space on their website. I'm sure that if they produce something good enough, it stands a good chance of gaining some sort of market share. Maximilian Newman asks another question here. Hi Dave, another Q. I'm a hobby photographer and looking for a storage solution. What to buy? Drobo, 4Bay, LaCie, etc, etc. Well, it depends. It really depends on if you're looking at using the device to store your photos or to edit your photos from. If you're going to edit direct from the storage device, then you're going to be looking for a DAS, a direct attached storage device. And that's going to be connected either via USB, USB 2 or USB 3, or via Thunderbolt, for example. And for that, I would look at the Drobo 5D or the LaCie 2 Big or 5 Big, which is what I've got, which both connect over Thunderbolt. Do note, they've just announced Thunderbolt 2 versions, which will be even faster. Very similar prices, if not identical prices, to the outgoing models. If you're looking just for a backup solution to store your photos on after you've edited them, then I would look at a Synology NAS, so network attached storage device, or a QNAP NAS, which is just another brand. And look for the amount of bays you want. The performance also depends on how much you pay. You go up in models, you get better performance, sort of CPU wise, and better features, and just buy something within your budget. Very good to have a backup though. Next question is from Heidi. Would you recommend the Sony RX100 for indoor and outdoor photography? It doesn't have to be pro, a camera or holiday or party. If you're looking for a really good camera, I highly recommend, I was going to say highly again, I just so highly regard, there you go, I said it 3 times, the Sony RX100 Mark II. That's what I'm using to record this video on. The reason I don't recommend the Mark 1 is because I record video. When I had my Mark 1, it overheated whilst I was recording video. So the Mark 2 gets my thumbs up, but for photography only, the Mark 1 was a superb camera. So if that fits within your budget, really do recommend it. So if you're looking for changing lenses out though, do remember the RX100, Mark 1 and Mark 2 don't have interchangeable lenses. They just have the built-in lens. So if you're looking to change lenses out, the camera I often come back to as being very intuitive to use and feeling nice to use is the Olympus pen range. So maybe have a look at that and check that out. Gives you a lot more flexibility. Heidi also asks, if you had a bucket list, what would be on it? Top 5. Love the Q&A videos. Keep them up, Dave. Well, thank you very much for your nice comments. Bucket list, I really haven't put much thought into that. There are a few things, and I'm not going to do a top 5 here, but there are a few things I would love to do. One of them is to visit Apple HQ. I'd really like to do that. Another thing I'd like to do is attend something like VidCon in America. I'd really love to do that. Another thing, and not necessarily on my bucket list, but I just wish that when Chris Brillo had come over to the UK, I had not had a clash of schedule, because I would have liked to have gone down to London to meet him. I think we have the very same sort or similar thought patterns, and it would have just been nice to sit down and had a meal and a chat. And I'd like to travel more, definitely like to travel more. One of the things I really would like to do in the next sort of maybe 3 to 5 years is actually go back to the Philippines. That's where my wife's from, and just catch up with all the family. We haven't been back for a long time, and it's a beautiful country, and I would like to do that. So I'm up to 4 already, and I said I wouldn't come up with 5. Let me try and think of a 5th one. Something not for me, actually. I'd like my mum to visit her brother again in America. That's what I'd like to do. So something for somebody else. It's not all about yourself all the time. So yeah, bit of a weird one for number 5. But yeah, I'd like my mum to visit her brother. Next question from John Carroll Boogerin. I hope I've got your name right. What made you start these technology reviews and videos? Well, I've answered this before, but I'm not expecting you to have seen every single one of my videos. And really and truthfully, it was back when I was a graphic designer. I was in charge of like a graphic design department, and a lot of people there within that building would know that I was the one to come to ask about computers, mobile phones, gadgets, etc. And they would ask my advice. What followed on from that was me writing about these devices, and then I suffered from RSI. I didn't want to type all the time because I couldn't spend long times at the keyboard. And I also felt that a better way of showing somebody about technology, you know, what was good, if it worked properly, comparisons, how something worked, rather than them having to sit there and read, to be able to actually physically show them it on a video was a lot more effective and a lot more engaging. So that's what really started it. Kieran Flint asks, what's the thing you're most proud of in your life? That is a very, very easy question to answer, and a really great question. The thing is probably the wrong term, but the people is what I'm most important to me, and the biggest achievement of my life is having met my wife, who is not only my wife but my best friend, and having my children. They make me so proud, and to be able to pass on the values that my dad gave me, to be able to pass that on to them, makes me really, really proud. So brilliant question. So on with the rest of my day. Don't turn this video off though, because there'll be some more questions and answers coming up next. Really happy we picked this up at the supermarket while we were doing our shopping, so we've got something to watch tonight, with snacks I must add. So we are now into Sunday. In fact, it is 3 PM Sunday afternoon, and today I actually went out for a long walk with the family. Also took Milo, our Shih Tzu, went to a place called Samphire Hoe. Now I'm not going to be sharing any footage of that trip with you in this video, because I actually took the Samsung Galaxy S5 with me. So all day tomorrow, on Monday, which you'll be watching Tuesday, I'm going to record my whole day's video with the Samsung Galaxy S5. But I'm also going to include some footage from the weekend as well, because it was quite a picturesque place. So today is obviously Sunday, and it's a continuation of the questions and answers. And I've had so many questions come in, so apologies if I do miss some. There are too many to cover in one video. The first one is from Alexandra Paranormal. I need a USB microphone that can pick up vocals close and far away, like a shotgun mic. Do you know of any? Well, I don't know of any USB microphones that are like shotgun microphones. You could look at something like a Blue Nessie, which is a USB microphone, but that's not a shotgun mic. If you're looking for something for your computer and you're doing voiceovers, do you really need the shotgun facility? Or are you looking for something for your camera, in which case it wouldn't be USB, it would be 3.5mm. So I really need to know some more details about what you're planning with the microphone, what you're connecting it to, what you're going to use it for. You know, so give me a few more details and I'll try and answer that again in a future video. Victoria Harper asks, will you be doing any Geekanoids merchandise, i.e. t-shirts, mugs, etc.? Been there, done that, worn the t-shirt, as you could put it. The trouble with doing merchandise is I did t-shirts a while back, on 2 occasions actually. One time I actually printed them myself, like designed, got the t-shirts done, put them up on the website. The second time, I actually partnered with another company that did merchandise. On both occasions, I asked people, do you want merchandise? And I was getting lots of questions with people saying, please do t-shirts, please do something that we can buy. As soon as I did them and made them available, I think I sold maybe 3 or 4, maybe half a dozen at the most. So I will not be doing them again, unfortunately, in the foreseeable future. So I'm really sorry about that. It's a sort of situation where people say they want something, and then when it comes to actually putting their money into an order, because I can't make the t-shirts free, apart from the occasional time I do a giveaway, which I've done a couple of t-shirt giveaways recently. So when it comes to actually spending money, people back down because they've got more important things to spend their money on, I suppose. So it's understandable. Alex Anderson asks, which speakers would you recommend for a smallish room around £200? This would be for media consumption. So again, I assume these aren't for connecting to like a home hi-fi system or a home cinema setup. Media consumption through a computer. So you're looking for something that connects either via Bluetooth, 3.5mm audio jack, or USB connection. There are 2 particular speakers that I would recommend. One of them is one that I actually reviewed and one that I've actually got back in now, and that is the Ruark MR1. They're Bluetooth or hardwired via 3.5mm audio jack. They're a little bit over your budget because they come in at $299, but they are absolutely superb. So if you can stretch your budget to that, then I would highly recommend them. Another set that I haven't actually heard, but I am getting into review, and they are meant to be really, really good, and that's the Audio Engine, either A2 or the newer model, the A2 Plus. So worth checking those out as well. Steve Hearn asks, hi Dave, my iMac is a 2007 model, and I'm thinking of getting a MacBook Pro Retina. Which model would you recommend? Well, again, Steve, I'm really sorry if this sounds like a pedantic answer. It's not meant to, but I need to know what you're going to use it for. Because if you're only going to use it for media consumption, then I would say get the base model. If you're looking for something that's portable, then again I'd say get the 13-inch base model. If you're going to be using it for video editing and really high-end work, then I'd say spend the most you can afford and get the 15-inch top-end model. So give me some more details when you need to qualify the question, but it depends on your usage. For want of a better answer, you need to look at your usage, what you're wanting to achieve with the laptop, and your budget, and buy the best that your budget will afford you at the time. Joseph Briscoe asks a couple of questions. Thanks, Joseph. What was your favourite gadget of 2013? I'm holding it, my iPhone 5S. What is your favourite all-time Apple product? I probably still really rate, although I don't have one personally at the moment, I really do rate the MacBook Air. I think it's a culmination of portability, great design, great performance as well. I think the only thing it was lacking, and I hope they do it when they release new MacBook Airs, is a higher resolution display. So Retina display, please, Apple. But that's probably my favourite all-time Apple product, I think, even though I don't actually have one. So I needed the extra power and the screen real estate of the MacBook Pro. Next question is from Nick, who is at FNick with 2 Ks on the end on Twitter. Hi Dave, love your work. Thank you very much. That really does mean a lot to me. Just wanted to ask, who or what other channels on YouTube do you mainly view or follow? Well, I mentioned in one of my videos last week what I had in my subscription list, so please do check that out. I won't go over old ground in the answer because it's a whole range of technology channels and vlog channels, sort of personal videos. And I suppose the videos that I make sure I don't miss are videos from Chris Brillo, because I think he's an absolutely genuine guy, lots to offer and share as well, great knowledge. He admits that he rubs people up the wrong way sometimes. He admits that in his videos, but I don't understand why people give him such a hard time, because he has got a wealth of knowledge and is so consistent in the videos he puts out. So I don't miss Chris's videos. I also watch quite a lot of Techno Buffalo, Linus Tech Tips, Detroit Borg, MKBHD, great videography, lots and lots of tech channels, but quite a few alternative channels as well. For photography, I watch Jared Poland, Frono's Photo, because he does great photography videos. And also Philip Bloom, whenever he puts out a video, because they're so well put together, I make sure I watch those as well. So, but really a whole range, absolute whole range. And then the last question for this weekend's Q&A is from James Gonia. I hope I've said your name correctly. Looking for a wireless Bluetooth, cheaper alternative to the Apple Magic Mouse. Suggestions, thanks. Now, again, it depends what sort of size mouse you want. I did a review, I think the model number was the Logitech T610. That's a tiny little Bluetooth mouse, very portable. Not quite as ergonomically designed as the slightly larger Apple mouse, but a very good alternative. Other than that, if you're looking for a mouse that connects via Bluetooth, works well with Apple products, I wouldn't recommend much other than the Apple branded mouse. However, I would say to you, maybe consider a touchpad. And the reason I say this is because I used a mouse for many years, and there are lots of mice that are larger, more ergonomic, great mice from Logitech in fact, that connect via use of their unifying receiver rather than Bluetooth. But it doesn't matter how ergonomic the mice are. If you've got your hand in this position all the time and you're just moving a couple of fingers, it does take its strain on your arm, your tendons, your hand. And I found that since I switched to a trackpad, and that could be an Apple Magic trackpad or the Logitech trackpad that I use now, when I switched to the trackpad, because you're moving your hand all the time, it's not in this fixed position, a lot kinder to your posture and the way that your hand reacts to movement. So I would say, if you can, unless you've already done so, try a trackpad. But in direct answer to your question, probably stick with the Apple mouse because that's about the best there is at the moment, I think, when it comes to Bluetooth mice for the Apple platform. So that's it for all of the questions. There's been absolutely loads. I'm sorry I couldn't answer them all, but there's just so many. I do these weekend Q&As every single weekend. So if you've got new questions, tweet them at me, at Geekanoids. Use the hashtag GeekQA. There's also a couple of other methods that you can use to get me questions. If you want to know those, rewind the video back to the start and I go over all of the methods for getting in touch in the introduction to this video. So I hope you've all had a fantastic weekend. You'll be watching this on a Monday afternoon. So I hope you've had a great Monday and I hope you also have a great week. Thanks for taking the time out of your day for watching my video. I really do appreciate it, and thanks for asking all the questions. A big thumbs up to you, and whilst you've got that thumb out or that finger out, hit that like button. It really does help me. I'll see you all again in the next one.
Thanks so much for watching the video. If you'd like to watch another amazing video from me, please do click that top box. And if you want to subscribe to my geeky channel, click the red box on the bottom of your screen now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.